Hey guys, I'm Amadeo78 from Broken Continuity, and this is Perspectives, the show where we all have to look through my rose-colored glasses. Today, I'd like to give you 5 reasons why the DC animated universe is one of the best things ever in life. Number 1, better use of Doomsday. I always felt like Doomsday ended up being ruined in the comics, because how many times can you really have a guy like that around? The first time we see him, he is just wrecking shop and destroying things. And instead of Superman having to deal with him, we have the Justice Lord version of Superman who just goes hardcore on him and puts him out of commission. His backstory was simple as well, just being a creation of Cadmus. And the second time we see him, we get to watch him and Superman fight in a volcano, and that's just awesome as far as I'm concerned. And they properly dispose of him. They stick him in the Phantom Zone. The first time I heard about Doomsday, I thought, well, won't they just stick him in the Phantom Zone? I understand that comics like to bring back characters that they think are pretty cool, but since this was a show, we only had so much time to mess around with somebody like Doomsday, and that worked perfectly. Number 2, better death of Superman. So first off, spoilers. He doesn't actually die. He just gets sent to the future where he has a little adventure underneath the red sun and even meets a Vandal Savage in a world where there are no more humans. And Vandal's just kind of sitting around like, yeah, I'm just trying to catch up on books and stuff. Not much else to do. The really cool part is that we get to see the reactions of the other superheroes in the world because they all believe that Superman has died. And since it's time travel, we don't have to deal with healing comas or regeneration matrices, and nobody had to blow up Coast City. Number 3, better Batman. Now, I know I'm treading on the dangerous turf right here. However, when I say better Batman, I mean we still get all the cool Batman hardcore moments. He hangs up on the Justice League. He always tells them he only does it part-time. He throws Superman and puts kryptonite in his face. Dodges Omega beams. We even get a moment where old Bruce Wayne from Batman Beyond tells young Batman from Justice League Unlimited to deal with it. But we also get moments like Batman admitting his feelings, or trying to Superman, who everyone believes is dead, but Batman is convinced he has not been killed. And even though Batman basically figures out what's happened, he's still not the one to solve that particular situation. So as awesome as it shows him being, he's still not the solution. We also get what is probably one of the most touching moments in the whole animated universe, and that's Batman holding hands with Ace and just sitting with her as she approaches her death. And it's made even more poignant by the fact that we don't have to go through that whole Batman backstory and tell any of that tale. She can read his mind, so she knows. So you just get his intentions and his actions. Number 4, better lame characters. Now, I'm going to back that up a little bit, because I'm not saying that all these characters are lame. Some of them are characters that I think are cool, but some of them, I only think they're cool because of how I saw them presented in the Justice League Unlimited series. This series made me like Vigilante and Shining Knight. It gave me a concise understanding of Mr. Miracle. It let me know that the plastic tips at the ends of shoelaces are called aglets and that their purpose is sinister. Number 5, better overall development. See, sometimes in comics they have great ideas, but the implementation isn't quite pulled off right. But this took a lot of ideas from the comics and gave them to me in just a way that not only helped me understand it, but it wasn't too much. It wasn't something you had to have a crisis to fix. We could touch upon something and just leave it where it was. And sometimes we basically showed a view of something early on and then came back to it almost at the end of things. For instance, I enjoyed Static Shock, and even though he was never really in Justice League, he was in a Justice League Unlimited episode in the future, and the Justice Leaguers acknowledged the fact that they did know him. We get Dr. Emil Hamilton, who starts off as an ally to Superman, but because of events in Superman the Animated Series, We get him betraying Superman and joining Cadmus almost 6 years later in Justice League Unlimited. We get Amanda Waller as a Justice League nemesis. Everything that she uses against the Justice League is pulled directly from the history of DC. The Ultimen are different versions of comic book heroes and characters who were featured quite prominently in the old Super Friends cartoon. General Wade Eiling becomes Shaggy Man in a story that involves a flashback to an adventure involving Spy Smasher. Galatea, a different version of Power Girl, is a throwback to the storyline involving Emil Hamilton. She's also responsible for Doomsday. The Royal Flush Gang is a creation of hers, and it's the death of Ace that actually is one of the things that makes her repent and causes her involvement in a Batman Beyond storyline that, although it happens in Justice League Unlimited and only features flashbacks to basically the Justice League era, it also kind of helps bring closure to the Batman Beyond series. Another interesting note, the Royal Flush Gang is voiced by the same actors who went on to provide the voices for the Teen Titans and Teen Titans Go cartoons. While we don't get a Tower of Babel type of story, we do get Batman questioning Superman in regards to the position of the Justice League and the types of actions they take and their responsibility for that in a really strong and really serious way. We also get to see different Earths in the multiverse, and in a way where we just get one good story or a great two-parter and then we just leave it alone. We don't keep messing around with those planets and keep having to deal with some of those concepts over and over. And finally, we get a look at the beginning of time, and not just the concept but actually the image from that episode is something that's currently relevant in DC Rebirth. And to me, that's just awesome. That's just amazing that a series that came out so long ago still has relevant information to a new storyline in the comics. Anyway, I'm Amadeo78 from Broken Continuity. Thanks for tuning in. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.